Come on, Chiefs fans! There are a few important things to tell you, one of which is that there is a possibility that head coach Andy Reid will leave the Chiefs. Will he? We'll break down everything that's going on behind the scenes this Friday, but first, hit that like button if you've been a Chiefs fan for 20+ years. It's great to see fans of all ages. If you believe we're going to the Super Bowl, write this, "Here we go Chiefs." We'll come back stronger. Now, let's get right to it. Despite losing just once in the playoffs since the 2021 AFC Championship game, Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid has been told to resign by Fox Sports radio host Rob Parker. And let me tell you, that opinion has made waves in the NFL world. Parker didn't hold back when discussing the Chiefs' Super Bowl loss, calling it an unmitigated disaster. The Chiefs were crushed 40-22 by the Philadelphia Eagles, and while the final score doesn't seem too bad, let's be real. It was 40-6 late in the fourth quarter before Patrick Mahomes and the offense finally found the end zone. According to Parker, that performance was proof that Andy Reid had run out of ideas and should step aside. During his radio show on Wednesday, Parker went on record saying Andy Reid should step down as the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. And you're going to say, but they've been to 3 Super Bowls. Andy Reid this, Andy Reid that. But this isn't just about one game. They completely embarrassed themselves in that Super Bowl. It was 40-6 at one point. Where were the adjustments? Where was the game plan? Even former coaches and players questioned it. No running game to begin with, and once they fell behind, they had to throw nonstop. And if you think this criticism is just about the Super Bowl, Parker is clear. He believes it's been a long time coming. This decline was 2 years in the making, he continued. Last year, they won the Super Bowl, and that covered up some of the problems. Remember the receiver's struggles? Remember how Mahomes didn't look like himself at times? Well, here we are again. Andy Reid is supposed to be an offensive genius. Why does Patrick Mahomes seem to be struggling more and more? Why has the offense taken a step back? And then Parker dropped this bombshell. Can you admit that Patrick Mahomes hasn't been the same quarterback the last 2 years? Andy Reid is supposed to be the guy who figures that out, but we haven't seen that. It's been a great run, but the last 2 regular seasons have been disappointing. Yes, they've been to the Super Bowl. Yes, they've won both. But this year, they've embarrassed themselves. This offense isn't what it used to be. It's taken 2 steps back. Maybe it's time for someone else with fresh ideas. Now, before you panic, let's get one thing straight. Andy Reid isn't going anywhere. Despite Parker's harsh words, Reid has already confirmed that he will return as head coach in 2025. More importantly, he has the full support of Chiefs owner Clark Hunt, who shut down any speculation about Reid's future. I've always been surprised when I heard these rumors about Andy retiring, Hunt told The Athletic. I know how much fun Andy is having. In many ways, he's rejuvenated by the success the team has had. He has the perfect quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, and I know he loves what he does. I know for a fact that he'll be back next year. So there you have it. Despite all the noise, Andy Reid isn't retiring, and the Chiefs are ready to reload for another Super Bowl run. But what do you think, Chiefs fans? Is Parker right? Has the offense taken a step back? Or is this just an overreaction to a tough game? The Kansas City Chiefs are making moves, and according to multiple reports, they're hiring Chris Orr as their quality control coach. Orr, who spent the 2024 season coaching linebackers at Jackson State, is now making the jump to the NFL and joining a Chiefs staff looking to regroup after that tough Super Bowl loss to the Eagles. This hire brings a familiar face to one of the Chiefs themselves, linebacker Leo Chenal. If you don't recall, Orr and Chenal were teammates at Wisconsin in 2019. That season, Orr was an absolute force on defense, starting all 14 games and racking up 78 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, 5 pass deflections, and 2 forced fumbles. Meanwhile, Chenal was just starting out as a rookie, but showed promise with 20 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Chenal wasted no time reacting to the news, taking to X, formerly Twitter, to share his excitement about reuniting with his former teammate. And let's be honest, having that kind of connection in the locker room can only be a good thing for the Chiefs' defense. War's journey to Kansas City has been a winding one. After playing one season with the Carolina Panthers in 2020, he returned to Wisconsin as the school's director of player development. He later played in the USFL from 2022 to 2023 before transitioning to head coach at Jackson State. Football runs deep in his family. His father, Terry Orr, won 2 Super Bowls with Washington, and his brother, Zach Orr, is currently the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. So what does this hire mean for the Chiefs? Well, bringing in a young, energetic coach like Orr could be a smart move, especially for a team that's always looking for ways to improve its defense. His experience as a player and coach, plus his connection to Chanel, could help elevate the Chiefs' linebacker group next season. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Chris Orr will make an impact in Kansas City? Now, let's talk about Travis Kelce. Reports have surfaced that the Chiefs have set a deadline for their star tight end to decide whether he will return for the 2025 season. According to The Athletic, Kansas City is giving Kelce until March 14th to make up his mind. Why that date? Because on March 15th, Kelce is due an $11.5 million roster bonus if he decides to play the final year of his contract. Kelce, now 35, is facing a big decision after a tough Super Bowl loss to the Eagles. He finished the game with just 4 catches for 39 yards, and it was clear that he wasn't the same dominant force we've seen in past seasons. Speaking on his New Heights podcast, Kelce admitted he's not rushing into anything. He said he's kicking every can down the road and isn't making any big decisions right now. Let's be real, Kelce has been one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history. A 4-time first-team All-Pro, a 10-time Pro Bowler, and the owner of multiple playoff records for tight ends. But this past season, he posted his lowest total yardage since 2014, finishing with 97 receptions for 823 yards. And as he put it himself, when you don't feel like the player you once were, that reality can be tough to accept. Still, we know what Kelce means to this team, both on and off the field. His connection with Patrick Mahomes is legendary, and losing him would be a massive shift for the Chiefs' offense. But with a $19.8 million cap hit in 2025, the front office has to plan ahead, and they need a decision soon. So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Should Kelce come back for one more run, or is it time for him to step away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Chiefs news. See you in the next one.